Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down under the nitty-gritty, under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like marijuana. These types of individuals I've scoured, okay, usually aren't good at paying attention, and they're usually sensitive 9 times out of 10, okay? They become biased, and they become very judgmental before even asking any questions. So if you're the type that don't like asking questions, don't want to perceive the knowledge of my perspective and knowledge and wisdom, then you should not watch my videos. If you're religious, you're more likely to be sensitive, you're not very open-minded, and of course, you could be pretty close-minded. But religion can be a great evil for a greater good. So let's go on with the topic for today. Today's topic, if you have any comments, questions, insults, or even roast fest, you put it down below, okay? I'm your friendly neighborhood Schizologist. And a Schizologist, again, is someone who has almost experience, not institutionalized, real-life experience, talking to hundreds of people, okay, women and men, and everything in between because of my past. Check my credentials down below. And I've made my own psychological, philosophical, psychological knowledge about how I made my conglomerates of people and categories in different places and states, okay, and times, even in different countries too, because I traveled abroad, okay. Other than that, if you just go to the institutionalized, psychology, these things change. The MRI, all these books, they change over time. They have to evolve. There's many variations of many different things. So you just can't put your finger and say that's a fact. So let's get on with the topic. This message is mainly for women. And so as I make this video is for how to avoid a narcissist. And it's very important to pay attention to me because I actually talk to lots of women and men who actually tell me stories. It's dramatic, crazy-ass stories. So I'm telling you the perspective from women, okay? So this message is for women, how to avoid the top 5 or even 10. If it comes to my mind, I will talk to you about it, okay? Now, the women I've talked to in the past, okay, and they have given me service, okay, pay and render their services. The first type of narcissist, okay, is usually a beautiful man. That's the first thing. When you are attracted and you didn't have your father with you, okay? You got to watch the beautiful man. As soon as you see that tall, handsome figure, that's a narcissist. From my perspective, lots of times, these tall, dark, and handsome type of men usually take advantage of you because of your ignorance, because you haven't had your father to guide you and to sway you to not just look at his appearance. Because 9 times out of 10, when women are between the ages of 16 all the way up to 25, their hormonal peak is very high. Okay, and when women tell me at those particular ages between 16 and 25, they go, whoa, okay, right? That's the era of the riding the cock carousel. Not to disrespect women, but when women are in their hormonal stages, they tend to pass up men who are not their equals. So if you wear makeup, okay, then you're not an 8, 9, and 10. Okay, women who are basically 8, 9s, and 10s don't need makeup. You have to wear makeup, you're average looking. Okay, that's my perspective. So instead of not wearing makeup and falling for your type, okay, you fall for guys who are mostly 8, 9s, and 10s. These guys are usually the guys who hit up on most women out there. 25% of the men, beta alpha males, get 80% of the women. This is a fact. So when you are drawn to his beauty, you tend to forget about what his goals are. And from what I can ascertain, they usually get their ass whipped and served. The guy is usually cheating on her. I'm like, why? I even come to these females and I say, why would he cheat on you? You look beautiful, I say to her. And she says, I don't know. I said, how can that be that this man is cheating on you? Okay, that's the first type of man, because he's beautiful. That's it. You didn't get a chance to know him. You didn't get a chance to understand his foundation. And he's automatically going to be narcissist. He's going to look in the mirror a lot. He's going to have his phone not available for you to see. Okay? Though men are most likely not to be narcissistic, the more beautiful they are, the more they have to hide. Because it's not natural for a man to just be with one woman, especially if he's very attractive. Okay? So you already know that if he hit that spot in your pussy, you fucked up. That's a narcissistic man. That's the first type of man. I might go over 10 minutes with this. How am I doing so far? Between about 16 and 25, yes, from my experiences, they usually get hit. Some females get knocked in their head. I saw so many dramatic events with women. I said, how is she getting her ass beat by a thug? Okay, it's usually by some criminal that came from jail, or because she got gossip from another girl that he got slinging the dick in some way. And it's usually superficial things. So the man is not focused on you, so he's going to be a whoremonger. That's the #1 man. The 25% of men that you are attracted to, 8, 9s, and 10s, are mostly beta, alpha, simp narcissists. So be clear of them. Try to stay clear. The next type of man is basically, it's always going to be the attractive man. The very attractive man is usually the one that's going to play different types of games. And you're going to have to watch it. Sometimes a highly attractive man could be, it's going to be mostly tall men who are basically narcissistic. Short men aren't usually narcissistic, okay, because they're more desperate to try to be with you. And that's what I really got to say. I don't know what else. It's easy to figure out men who are narcissists because they really take care of their beauty. Okay, they're really tall individuals. They take care of their beauty. And when I talk to these type of men, they tend to give off an air that I got all this pussy. Okay, and then I'm like, I'm an average look. I'm a #7. Okay, I'm just below an 8. So they talk to me, and I know they're attractive, but they tell me all sorts of stories how many pussies they hit. They go into the bar, they go out with their boys. If your boyfriend, okay, is going out with their boys more often than you, that's most likely to be a narcissist as well. You got to spend time with one another, okay? Though women are more narcissistic than men overall in general, okay, you have to understand that if a man is average looking and he got some sort of money, okay, the second type of man, here we go. The narcissist also comes in the form of men with money. Okay, so if a man has money, you have to understand, does he put his value or his money over you? Okay, you know, there is good men out there who think about money, but they won't put all of his money on you. Okay, like over you. You're just nothing. But to me, I'm an alpha type of man. I think of family and business and assets. Okay, I think of respect as love, but that's different. There are some men who think about their money more than you, and they will not share none of it with you. They are not sharers. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. And when they go out, they're going out to party hard. So you got to watch that shit. So if they got big cars, it doesn't matter how they look. That's the second type of man. A man with lots and lots of money. Because he's saying in his head, I can have many bitches. Why do I need to fuck with you? Why do I need to fuck with you, bitch? Okay. And the more money he has, the more likely you are going to feel insecure because he's going to leave you for another female. But in reality, you're supposed to be thinking about polygyny, but you can't be doing monogamous relationships with guys who are very attractive, lots of money. Okay. These are just common sense factors. Because as soon as you get with them and you ain't your top tier and you ain't sharing them and shit, because you know how men, here's another one. #3, guys you test. Okay, is that man into polygyny or monogamy? Most guys will be afraid to tell you, but most men prefer polygynous relationships. Now, if the man is telling you, tested men, #3, tested men, test out your man. Test out that man with another female. Test that. That's the third type of narcissist. This is off the top of my head now. Is if you didn't test him and he tells you you're his one and only, yada, yada, yada. Even if he's average looking and he doesn't tell you, are you into a real man will tell you, yeah, I'm into polygyny. Yeah. Okay. That's an alpha. He's up front. I'm saying I'm into polygyny, virginity, yada, yada, yada. He has standards that's really high. So he's not a narcissist because he's telling you up front. But there are those type of guys that don't tell you the truth. They hold it because they don't want you to run away. Because the only thing they're thinking about in their head is pussy. Right? They don't care if you're a virgin or not. They just want to hit and run, smash and run. The third type must be tested. And then you'll figure it out. This is why it's important to basically test every relationship. Don't waste your time on beauty and money, women. All right, beauty and money fades over time. Everybody gets tired over time. So that's the third type of man. Men you test out who will be narcissistic. They're focused on themselves. They're not putting things up front. Now, the fourth type of man. See, now I just come up with another one right now. The fourth type of man is the guy who's not up front. Okay, so you want me to continue on with this? I got a list of type of men y'all women have to watch out for. And it's sad, though. It's fucking sad. But the fourth type of man is those guys who don't have nothing to come to the table with. Okay? And I know I teach real alpha shit on the internet, not like Kevin Samuels and everybody else. Okay, but there are guys who just don't talk that much. They don't have a rapport. They have a basic job, but that's it. They're boring. Okay, they don't have a plan. Okay, they can be a narcissist because they're confusing as fuck. They have no plan. Why would you be with a beta male? Because these are called beta males, who is desperate for you. Okay, and once they get the pussy, because you know you're not likely to be a virgin, and you're not likely to be pleasing him by over 100% because you've been riding the cock carousel, right? This is why it's important for you women to keep your virginity and also keep your father, okay? Because you can actually weed out those guys who are going to be afraid, okay? You could say that's number 5, guys who don't want to see your father, okay? There's a whole list of narcissistic type of guys, but overall in the end, we got this list already. We talked about off the top of my fucking brilliant ass fucking mind. The first one is attractive men. 8, 9, and 10 are most likely going to be narcissistic. The second type of man is what? Guys who got a lot of money, okay? The third type of man is basically the what? The testing type of man. The testing, you test him, he fails because he was already a narcissist. He was only focused on your pussy. The fourth type of man, guys who don't got nothing up front for you. Okay, he's just talking. He's like, he's charming you, but that's not enough to get them draws down, baby. Okay, I don't understand when women tell me he hit me so many times and you keep going back to that motherfucker because something's wrong with your pussy. I tell them, I said, you ain't fucking them the right way. That's the first thing, because most men are sexual creatures. They are very low maintenance and easy to understand. And when they talk to me, they tell me how many pussies they be hitting. Men are not naturally supposed to be in monogamous relationships. And that's another type of men. When a man is not honest, you know that men love multiple women. You know that. Okay? Now, if you want to be a whore and say, I should have multiple dicks and do polyandry, that's up to you. And that's another subject for another day. But the most biggest narcissist is number 1, which I just said. Lots of times, the average looking women that I talk to, white, no matter what color, they say, I see a picture of the guy that they're fucking with, and the guy's a fucking 9 or a fucking 10. I'm like, damn, this dude is super fucking attractive. And I'm like, don't y'all hoes know? And when I say hoes, I mean you're not a virgin, okay? And you've given up your pussy for some unknown reason to some stranger, have you? Because I know a lot of women, you like to lie and say, I never gave my pussy to no one because of attraction. Trust me, a lot of you women, okay, if you want to be more respectful of it, okay, you have given up your pussy for stupid, superficial things. And I said the worst thing to do is because he's attractive, because you can try to have a child by him and then basically trap him, okay, because that's going to make him fuck up and you're going to get the money. You playing the pimp. You playing the goddamn pimp. And all of the rest of the dudes for money, because of for show, and also for testing, okay? You don't test them out, okay? What type of woman are you, okay? And it's not really hard either. It's like I keep telling women all the time, you know, don't be letting strange men in your house. Go out with them a couple of times. Go to a cup of coffee and talk. If you can't talk, there is no relationship with no one. 80% of you are not compatible with each other. Stop calling each other soulmates. You don't know what soulmates are. You don't know what kindred spirits are. And I try to teach you women what the real fundamental values are when you try to avoid these motherfucking narcissistic men. So I hope you learned some in this video. Okay? Come into my inbox if you want to join my Patreon and shit. I don't ask for much. $20 a month is not that much. Seats are fucking limited, guys. Alright? Because I'm the realest motherfucking tough love old school motherfucker, okay? But they ain't gonna listen. They ain't gonna listen. Alright? So what else is there to say about narcissistic men? Fact. Most men are not narcissistic. Even attractive ones. They're not. It's just the fact that they gotta be honest. And if they're not honest, they are narcissists. Because they're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about when I lay down with you and I have a kid. They're not talking like that. You got to be careful, because when you lay down, your purpose is to procreate and to take care of that man, period. There's no arguments, no nothing. But if you haven't been trained by an alpha, you're going to have more problems than expected. This is why you have to come to me, right? You want to know how to be feminine, right? Okay, wink, wink, right? So what else is there to say about narcissistic men? I could make a video about narcissistic women, but I think it will be a waste of time because we already know that women don't like one another, correct? Women are the biggest narcissist of all times. So whenever you hear a woman talking about a narcissist, in her mind, psychologically, she's thinking about a man, okay? And she got it all wrong, okay? She got it all wrong because the women are the bigger narcissist. Most women, when they get in a relationship, they think of themselves and think of security. These things should not be thought about if you're talking to an alpha. But most of the time, they run into a beta male who's either too soft or a beta alpha who is too hard. And the one who's a beta alpha gets the most pussy. So if you're fucking with an alpha, listen to me now here. 3 types of men out there. Ain't no further. Fuck that gamma and that sigma. It's the same thing. It's either they got lack of emotion or they got too much emotion. Which one? Okay? The one with lack of emotion is the one you should be with. But the one you want to say you got too much emotion, you don't want to be with. Which man do you want to be with? I believe that the man with no emotion could be more dangerous, like me, okay? Because I know what the fuck I want, and I do things through trade. If I don't get this, you don't get that. Everything is through trade. If you do it that way, you can take out and eliminate any emotions, because emotions is good to a degree, okay? But it don't last forever. And you got to keep up with it. You got to keep the discipline, okay? I just feel that, hey, you know, I don't have a lot of emotion to do this. I don't have a lot. If I'm upfront and I'm telling you this, I'm not sensitive. I am not sensitive. So if I call you a name and you can't take that name and I call you a name, you can call me a name. But let's keep it on equal grounds now here. If I say, look at that forehead, and you get real hurt. You get real hurt. And you know I'm a comedian. You know up front who I am. That's on you to figure me out, right? So it's good to figure people out early, not later. And that is the main flaw with most women. They don't try to learn a person's psychology. They're looking for dinners. They're looking for attraction. They're looking for what their girlfriends acknowledge. And I'm going to cut it right there, okay? So if you want to come get the perspective of a male who have experience with hundreds of people I've talked to in my past, okay, you come to me. I'm out of here, guys. This is Morpheus Knowledge. The Emeraldpillarking, gang. And if I'm saying something wrong, please write that shit in the comment section. I wish a motherfucker would. They'll ask me, are you a psychologist? I'm not a clinical psychologist, but I have a clinical psychologist and a therapist that I learned from. I also gave that counsel to hundreds of people. Have you? Have you done this? Have you personally talked to people and got paid? No, you didn't. Okay? I get paid for my services, okay? Because I put it out there professionally. But on my YouTube, I don't do it professionally. That's another subject. Just come into my inbox. You don't know how professional I am. But anyway, I'm out here. I keep it under 20 minutes. How to avoid the narcissist. And some other little shit. Tidbits of shit, right? But I don't know what I'm talking about, okay? Y'all have a good day. And always remember to keep your head up. Anyway, this life is temporary. Everything is temporary. There's no such thing as forever. Though it may feel like forever. Okay. Peace.